Shennong is truly the forefather of the Vietnamese people. Shennong is a source of energy, aligned with nature. And that source of energy, I believe, is still alive. It is strong in the lives of modern people.
Welcome to our podcast. This one is a little different and truly special. I'm sitting here with Uncle Thu. Today's topic is the story of Shen Nong tea and the story of Shen Nong. So first, I thank you. I thank you very much because of you. Accept to do these things, together with my team and for the Vietnamese.
Thank you, Nhi, for your kind and generous words. But truly, everything is very simple and humble.
And that is what I like most. Every time I meet you, I feel that what you do for me is spiritual. It is very. It has a depth that words alone cannot capture. Uncle, could you share with everyone why it is Shennong tea? And what Shennong really means? What does it mean?
First, let us raise a cup together. But with Shennong tea, we do not shout 1, 2, 3 cheers. The reason behind this is profound. When people come to Blackpinklivestream, they will find that in many of the drinks, in the foods, the name Shennong is always present and deeply connected. For Vietnamese culture, Shennong is a familiar figure. So familiar, in fact, that it feels ancient. People even say, as old as time itself. But from my perspective, it becomes fresh, pure, and new again. Something once ancient. It feels like a revival. It is like something ancient being reborn. A revival full of vitality. And it is alive, breathing within our contemporary world. That is why Blackpinklivestream chose the name Shennong to be associated with our dishes, our drinks, our creations, and our stories. So then, Shennong is regarded as the progenitor of the Vietnamese people. And Shennong represents a natural energy, an energy aligned with nature. That energy, in my view, is very much alive and powerful in the life of modern people. We, for example, like to return to nature. We enjoy drinking beverages that are plant-based, made from cultivated herbs. We prefer food grown organically, in harmony with the earth. It's from cultivated plants. We travel to places where rivers flow and trees stand in peace.
Like here.
With birds singing in harmony with us. We seek beauty. Women, for instance, may choose lipsticks made with natural ingredients. We have realized the dangers of artificial elements. And so, we are returning to the roots of nature. In beauty, in aesthetics, we now turn to lipsticks, shampoos, natural hair care, and even clothing. All of them made from natural fibers. If something comes from nature, we love it, especially in today's trends. And then we like to heal in a very natural way. In the East, people emphasize preventing illness more than curing it, whereas in the West, healing itself is often considered more important. Today, these two ideas have come together. Now we value prevention, while also caring about treatment. Both have their place. So when it comes to healing, in today's world, everyone wishes to return to Eastern methods. Through dietary practices, what we call a macrobiotic diet. But when it is urgent, we also turn to Western medicine. That is something we cannot refuse. And it is reasonable. In education too, we are returning to an approach that is healthy and natural. It no longer forces children into rigid molds. Instead, it nurtures them with freedom and balance. And in every other aspect of life, we respect the natural element. When we live in alignment with it, we call it living naturally. That is it. And what is fascinating is that this natural element belongs to the very essence of Shennong. There is another factor. The unnatural path, the conquest of nature. This was the spirit of the emperor. Or, in another sense, the spirit of the West. By contrast, the culture of wet-rice agriculture, the culture born from water and soil, from the life of gatherers, is the culture of Shennong. And the essence of Shennong is to live naturally, in harmony with nature itself. To let people live by that nature. That is what it means. It is the natural way. And that is why today, in the middle of our modern age, all across this planet, those who are fortunate enough, by chance or by awakening, to become aware of this truth, begin to return to a natural way of life. That is the energy of Shennong at work. It is sweeping through the consciousness of humanity, guiding us in that direction. And to me, the cultural essence is not just an abstract concept, as we often assume. It is a living energy, vibrant and real. So, to truly understand a culture, we must grasp its essence. And from that essence, we can recognize its many identities. These cultural identities unfold through the stages of history. In one stage, it is purely and uniquely Vietnamese, and in another stage, it encounters and intersects with other cultures.
What you were saying earlier, this energy is not only in food. It flows within each of us today. The last time I saw you, you also said this. It made me reflect deeply. Truly, I feel a change. Something within me. So much I cannot fully understand. It is like a call, a voice asking, why must I return to Vietnam? And why must I begin this journey? Even when I come to see you, you can explain it more clearly to the younger generation, to people like me and those even younger. That Shennong's energy you describe is spreading everywhere. Something that with the naked eye or with ordinary words is difficult to explain. Yet in every action, every day, we humans seem to be changing profoundly. As you said, even now, when I shop for food, I seek fresh vegetables, pure seeds, clean water. Even my clothes must be made from natural materials, not plastic. Even in the water I drink and so on. Why is that? Because now, people everywhere are returning, searching once again for that natural source.
I call it an energy. It exists on many levels, including thought itself. For thought is a current of energy. Every perception gives rise to energy. That energy is born, and from it, our behavior begins to change. When we become aware of the natural element, it becomes a value, a guiding force in our lives. We follow it. We lean on it. We seek to live in harmony with it. Thus, from awareness arises action. Awareness itself is energy. It is a perspective, a way of interpreting life. On a broader scale, we see that our civilization has grown vast. It has reached immense proportions. But at its core, it rests on two energies: the energy of Shennong, divine farmer, and the energy of the emperor. One may call them the energy of agricultural culture and the energy of nomadic culture, two distinct yet intertwined forces. The spirit of agricultural culture is to live naturally. The spirit of nomadism is to conquer nature, to bend it toward development. These two spirits together are primal sources of energy. Nomadic life sharpened a rational mind, a mind that built modern technological civilization. Meanwhile, the hunter-gatherer spirit gave rise to agriculture, which nurtured a culture of wisdom, focused on spiritual life. This is what we call a yin culture, while nomadic culture is yang. Seen from the outside in, Vietnamese culture appears yin, but viewed from within, it reveals a yang force, a centripetal force of awareness. By contrast, Western nomadic culture conquers nature, reaching outward. A force that spreads centrifugally, appearing yin. Thus, yin and yang shift depending on where we set our frame of reference. So, to avoid confusion, when we say Vietnamese culture is yang, some disagree. Researchers often describe Vietnamese culture as yin, but if we simply reverse the vantage point, the yin becomes yang, and yang becomes yin. Returning to the matter of energy. At the beginning, nomadic life shaped hunter-gatherer culture. Later, it evolved into agricultural civilization. On one side, the civilization of mechanics, and on the other, the agricultural civilization. From these two primal sources, people created archetypes, personifying them as two deities, Shennong and Shennong. Shennong is widely revered in many cultures, but Shennong remains vague, almost absent from records. In truth, however, these two energies exist in parallel, interdependent and reciprocal. Together, they enriched our civilization, making it vibrant and diverse. Today, we can say that the spirit of Shennong is rising strongly again. We can see it clearly. As science and technology climb higher and higher to ever more advanced levels, the values of Shennong re-emerge powerfully. The human world turns back toward the agricultural essence of Shennong. And today, as people shift toward organic farming, green living, sustainable lifestyles, these are aligned with the spirit of Shennong. It is a layer of consciousness about living happily, only by turning inward. Can we rediscover happiness? That is why, when Western civilization flourished, it also reached a limit, a precipice, a crisis of the spirit. Soon they realized this, and they began turning back east, seeking again those simple, rustic, essential values, the very heart of Eastern culture, especially the agricultural culture of Vietnam, which is so distinctive. Perhaps within it lies the secret of happiness. And so, we must return. This return, however, does not reject the values of Shennong's civilization. Rather, it recognizes that only by combining Shennong and Shennong can we advance further, standing upon the Shennong that have shaped this world. And then we rediscover those true values. They dwell within each of us. Just like that, we will then find happiness. It's pickled with salt water, pickled with ginger. Then dry them under the sun. After that, they are hand roasted with care, buried in the earth, and left for up to 24 hours before the true transformation begins.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will come back with you with another episode and another amazing guest. Bye!